Spread some love with this holiday hearts art project. I'm using watercolor pencils, and I'll share the brand at the end because there's some unique colors in this set. I recommend you watch the video the first time through for concept and the second time to work along with me. As we jump right in, you'll notice I'm laying the structure for the tree branch, starting with some browns, and then I'll be adding some pine needles for the branches. These are woodless watercolor pencils, and I like the way that they lay down on the paper. I'm using two different browns here, which will give us some contrast and shadows. If this is your first time working with watercolor pencils, they're super forgiving, so mistakes aren't a big issue. You'll understand this a little better once we make the magic happen and hit the colors with the water pen. Now I'm simply adding the pine needles, and as you'll see, I'll be adding the pine needles in a variety of greens. Again, this is going to give us depth, contrast, and shadows. As in nature, nothing's perfect, so your pine needles don't have to be perfect either. Just keep them in a similar direction to make them look like they are on the tree branch, growing in the right direction. It helps when doing these if your pencil is sharp and you can just make quick little strokes. And now we're layering in that second color of green. This is also giving our pine branch a fullness. Be sure to take a second and hit the thumbs up like for me. Share this with a friend and click subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Now let's layer in a little more of the contrasting brown colors. It's okay to have a brown pine needle mixed in there too. Not all of them are green. Share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. I love hearing from you. Now for the reason that I love working with watercolor pencils, let's make the magic happen, and we'll begin to work each of our areas with the water pen. When it comes to using the water pen, less is more. Always start with just a slight bit of water until you see how it's going to flow, especially when you're doing something as finely detailed as the pine needles. If you don't have a watercolor pen, that's okay too. A plain brush dipped in water works just fine also. Remember to blot your brush on a paper towel in between colors and if you get too much water on the brush. The great thing about watercolor pencils are the supplies needed are so minimal. The pencils, the water, and either a water pen brush or a brush, and paper towels. You can see our tree branch has really come to life. So now we're going to begin to add our hearts. Just keep it simple. I'm working with two colors on the first heart. That is the blue and the brown. And I did actually add a hint of yellow in the center of the blue side. This just gives a little color highlight as the blue and the yellow is going to blend together and make kind of a turquoise color. You can see how this blends so nicely when you hit it with the watercolor pen. For the pink heart, I'm using a shade of pink and a shade of red, with a hint of purple in the center of the pink side. And a matching string loop holds it onto the tree branch. Don't be afraid to play around with the colors and add some shading and contrast. Don't worry about making mistakes, that's part of the fun. The pencils used for this project are by Arteza, and these are woodless watercolor pencils. I'll link them in the video description below under my affiliate links so you can easily find and order them from Amazon. In this set there are 24 pencils, and as you can see they are very vibrant colors and they make an excellent set to work with if you love bright color. Here are the water brush pens I use. I will link those up below as well, and also the artist pad that I use. Happy holidays to all.